So,
Alright everybody.
my name is YJ. Yeah, my name is YJ and I'm casting today with Tom. We are doing TIta 2, TIta Dota 2 Summer, an Italian only Dota 2 tournament, amateur league. Today we have on the dire Beretti Verdi versus on the Radiant 100% cooler Fury.
Yeah, we're the casters for Bad News Studio. Check out our Twitch channel and our Twitter at Bad News Dota 2. And this is everything we have to mention, and we're going straight into the draft right now.
Dire team pick.
So, YJ, first ban techies.
Dire team
Techies
pick.
in the first ban stage.
Hello? Yes? Did I miss anything?
You're lagging out a bit.
Yeah, sorry about that. Be okay right now, right?
It's better. Okay, so we have Bloodseeker and Techies banned
Radiant
for the
team
Dire side.
pick.
What do you think about the Techies ban?
I think they just watched ESL
Radiant
and they're
team
thinking that the Radiant team could use Techies secret strat, but I don't know. Maybe it's a respect ban.
It could be.
10 seconds.
We don't know the players because they are all Italian,
5 seconds remaining.
and I'm not this into the Italian Dota scene.
Reserve time.
But looking at the picks, we have your typical Lashrak and Undying. They both make it through the first ban stage, and it surprises me that Techies is going further than the Undying. I mean,
Yeah,
he has a
exactly.
higher ban priority for the Dire side.
Yeah, it's just after that ESL game.
And maybe can you
we're seeing
can you
now,
turn the threshold of your microphone a bit down? Because your voice gets cut off a
alright.
lot.
Ten seconds remaining.
Right, how about now? Is it better now?
5 seconds remaining.
Okay, now you're just lagging. But okay, I think we will
Dire
be
team
fine
back.
with this.
Okay,
Coming out,
fine with this. I mean the server is Luxembourg. Yeah, so coming out from the Radiant, 2 bans, Darkseer and PL on the Dire, Huskar.
10 seconds
A
remaining.
PL ban, not too sure about that. I mean, Italian Dota,
Dire
so
team
I mean, the PL
Dang.
ban
don't really know.
is the PL would be a strong counter against the Viper, because Viper is mostly single target damage. It's only the corrosive skin that would be annoying to the Phantom Lancer illusions in the early game, but once he picks up Manta style or some stat item
Radiant team
that gives
pick.
him a bit of survivability, then the corrosive skin won't do that much against Phantom Lancer. So they just make sure to ban him out. And Beretti Verdi pick up their second support in the Dazzle, and they now have
10
they have
seconds remaining.
stuns, saves with the. They have a lot of
5
heal
seconds
coming out from
remaining.
Witch Doctor as well as Dazzle, and Dazzle even has the Shallow Grave to protect his
Reserve
team.
time.
On the other side, we have Viper, your typical mech carrier, as well as Undying, keeping everyone alive with a Soul Rip.
Yeah, I mean, Undying just brings a lot to the table on the early game. Quick levels in Tombstone, so even at level 5, before he gets his ulti, he can still do a lot of damage. Because it's like the Shrek's Diabolic Edict and spells in general can't hit zombies.
Yeah, but at the same
Backing
time,
that up.
this is better for Leshrac and worse. It's worse because you have to auto attack the zombies to not get slowed. On the other side, your Edict and Lightning,
Dire team
the Lightning Storm, they won't go to zombies, so you can concentrate the full damage on heroes. Because otherwise, zombies would tank up a lot from the Edict, because there's just so many around Leshrac. When he's standing right in the middle of the fight, where he wants to be,
10 seconds.
he wants to be in the middle of the fight, running around, being mobile,
5
and
seconds remaining.
getting as
Radiant
much
team pick.
as of spells out as possible. And now they pick up the Bristleback, your very
Yeah,
tanky
so
frontliner, and he has a lot of backup behind him. As we mentioned,
Yeah, we are seeing
they have a lot of
the-
heal and the shallow grave to save him, and they have the bonus armor coming out from the weave, so the Bristleback will be very hard to bring down.
Remaining.
And 100% Cooler Fury,
5 seconds remaining.
they pick up the Winter Wyvern.
Reserve time.
What do you think about that pick? They don't have that
Well,
much physical DPS unless the Bristleback gets into the late game. Regarding
but
looking
Winter's
at the
Curse-
Winter's Curse.
Yeah, Winter's Curse is still a big lockdown spell. And whoa, there's the silencer to counter Leshrac's spell spamming of the lightning storm.
And even the Bristleback. Bristleback
even
wants to
Splitter
get
of-
cool sprays off in the fight, and Nasal Goo, he wants to get stacks on his
Yeah.
ultimate so he can do a lot of damage. But when he can't, then he's just a tanky melee creep who's hitting a bit harder. But
Yeah,
he's not
and
that much of a
It's
threat.
good,
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. a good thing to notice is that Global Silent goes through BKB,
5
so
seconds
that's a
remaining.
confirmed stop for Death Ward if Witch Doctor gets it out first, or even
Yes.
just
Reserve time.
silencing before Death Ward is out, so that he can quickly kill off the Witch Doctor. But it seems that there are actually a lot of priority targets this game on the Dire team. There's Leshrac, Witch Doctor, and Dazzle.
10
Three
seconds
big
remaining.
priority targets that they have to take down as fast as possible.
5
And
seconds remaining.
at the same time, you don't want the Bristleback to run around and hit everybody. It
Yeah,
could be that the Winter Wyvern is picked up because they have a strong physical damage output on the Dire side. They have the Death Ward, the damage coming out from the Dazzle. He is 100% physical damage, as well as now the Bristleback, which got picked up after the Wyvern.
10 seconds
But still,
remaining.
the Cold Embrace is so strong against the Dire team.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and Winter's Curse is a really good spell. It's a 400 AoE lockdown. I mean, even if those curse to attack their ally take less damage, I think it's 70%, Undying still rips through them because Decay steals strength. And the Dire now has 3 intel heroes at the moment, so he's actually gonna do a lot of damage even though there's a 70% damage reduction. It's a really good lockdown spell, and the last 2 bans were AA and Splark, pretty reasonable bans. The last pick for Dire, Beretti, Verdi will be Wind Ranger. Nice addition to the team. How do you think Wind Ranger is going to be?
Can you repeat that?
How do you think the Wind Ranger is going to be played out?
Do you mean which lane?
Yeah, and like
Um,
what position? Do you think it's
Maybe this is a Windrunner on the off lane. They could do the Bristleback off lane. It was popular a few patches ago, but it's not that strong anymore. They could run it. And for the last pick, we don't forget to mention it, there's a Tidehunter for the Radium team.
Prepare for battle.
And introducing the teams right now, we have Puma TBS playing a Silencer, picking up 2 Mantles of Intelligence, so I believe he is going for the carry build. We have Alkun playing the Tidehunter, I think he will be going to the off lane. Boku's playing the Winter Wyvern, standard support hero. T-Rect playing Undying, another support it seems. And Ronnie playing a solo mid Viper. And for the Dire team we have Verlino playing the Dazzle, Dark Knight playing the Witch Doctor, Cape playing Windrunner, Serial kinda
30 seconds to battle.
playing the Leshrac, and Bomber playing the Bristleback. And it seems that the Bristleback is heading to the solo offlane. He has got himself a Ring of Protection and a lot of regen, so I think he will be doing just fine unless he gets a tri-lane against him. But I think they will be running the Undying on the offlane with 2 or 3 heroes.
Yeah, it looks like they really want to play aggressive.
We
Nice cast
4
of the
man.
silence on all 4. The Tombstone is out on the high ground, and they've split up. They should have just focused the Leshrac now, because Windrunner just turned on Windrun and just ran away. Nothing of value was really lost. Yeah, but that was a really good engage by the Radiant team, just that they didn't really follow up correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and looks like the lanes are going to be Silencer mid versus Leshrac, the Viper, Undying, Winter Wyvern tri-lane top against the Witch Doctor, Wind Ranger. Solo safe lane tied against solo off lane Bristleback.
And the
Not
Dazzle
too
is
sure how this will actually
Dazzle's
work
gonna
out.
join top 2. And I think we will
Yeah,
be...
Winter Wyvern is out of position.
There goes the
Undying
cask out,
here, and
catching the
cask is
Undying
real, it bounces.
on the back. But does not seem to result in any kill. Just getting the supports of the Radiant side low. And even managing to get
and
off the
there's
ward when the Tombstone gets
down.
dropped.
Winter Wyvern gets the Q.
And Dazzle just runs away. It was a good attempt, but the Viper is level 1, has Nether Toxin skilled, and he will need level 2 for the slow. Yep, just changing this. Yeah.
Bands of less. Anyway, since
Okay,
it's
on the mid lane.
some conflict when
The Leshrac is getting zoned
Yeah.
out by the Silencer. And Leshrac, is his bottle running out? No, he just brings himself a self. Tries to stay on lane, and he's 300 gold away from his bottle. And we're missing the first blood on the bottom lane. Bristleback getting the kill on the Tidehunter. And Tidehunter,
yeah, I mean Tidehunter can outlane most melee heroes really easily with Anchor Smash, taking the damage reduction. But early game, Bristleback's damage comes from stacking off those kill sprays.
yeah, but at the
So
same
even though
time,
Tidehunter does
the
the
passive
magic
from the
stacking-
Tidehunter removes all stacks if he goes over the damage threshold.
which is 600, and that means he's going to be almost dead.
But
2 auto
when
attacks from Bristleback
Tidehunter
bring
levels
down-
up, then it will be much harder for the Bristleback to get another kill. And they're
Yeah.
harassing the Dazzle
just
quite
the
hard
early
here on the
game
top lane.
advantage.
And a great cast coming out from the Witch Doctor, catching 2, bouncing back to the other hero. And Dazzle is running low. He's slowed up by the zombies, but it does not seem that he's gonna die. And they're now focusing on the Witch Doctor, and now on the Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger tries a power shot, but it's not enough damage. Dazzle is even coming back into the fight with the heal, the cask, and a few red clicks. They're gonna bring down the Viper. And Windrunner is even going in aggressively, hitting the power shot just on the edge. And with another 2 red clicks, the Undying is gonna fall to the carry Windrunner. And this is what you don't want on an aggressive tri-lane. You don't want to give up kills. Dazzle's being stopped by the Viper, but he's just gonna heal himself up and be just fine.
Yeah, like that was really nice to see. The cask was really great, but I think the Dire team should have backed out straight away instead of chase in, because Undying is only level 1. And maybe if he had an Orb of Venom on his inventory, Dazzle would die, and I'm not sure if they would actually lose anything. Just with one Orb of Venom. It's a really potent item early dying. Quite a lot of people actually quite a lot of people actually Venom on undying. But yeah, I mean stacking with Viper's poison attack, it's gonna slow a hell of a lot. And there's some harass down on the Dazzle, and they find the Witch Doctor too. They are not too sure, but now they're pinging out the Dazzle. They want to commit on the Dazzle. Doesn't really seem like it. The Windrunner's coming in from behind. She gets slowed once, but the cast comes out, bouncing towards the TIa heroes because there's no creeps. The Tombstone is down, and Shallow Grave on the Dazzle. Nice to see. Yeah, he's actually gonna die, but they do get Viper in exchange. Undying is gonna kill with the decay up. There's the kill, but he's gonna die too. Power shot is missed, but there's no way he can actually get out of this. Yeah, the TIa really overcommitted there. They do have a good early game advantage, but they can't push in so hard. They have to get really precise lockdowns because all they have is slows, stuns. They have to get Tombstone down really early too.
Yeah, so this lane is not going as well as expected for the Radiant side. And the Witch Doctor got a triple kill there, which gave him 1300 gold. He's now the richest spot ever.
Yeah, the Lestrange is being forced out of mid lane. He just can't compete with the Silencer. His bottle is out right now. It's a 5.5 minute bottle. But yeah.
Yeah, but this is what the Radiant need. They need at least one lane. This is what is going well. And it's great to see for them that the Silencer is zoning out the Leshrac on his own. And even the Tidehunter is grabbing himself 24 last hits against this Bristleback.
Yeah. Yeah, which is quite a lot. Even though they lost the first blood, they are now leading. I mean, oh, oops.
Dazzle was initiated on the top rune, but managed to grave himself and run out, killing off the zombies. And now they're trying to focus down the Tombstone. It is running out at the same time. They get a stack of decay on the dash rack. And the first Silencer.
Sorry about that, it's late, so
Curse of the Silent.
But Lestrange turned on Pulse Nova to try and dispel it, but it doesn't work that way. Curse of the Silent can't be dispelled by things like Pulse Nova or Frost Arrows. Spells that don't even have a cooldown. I mean, Pulse Nova has one, but that's negligent.
I thought it worked that way, that you have to use a spell that costs mana.
Yeah, Pulse Nova does cost mana. 70 mana.
Yeah, but
and so does Frost Arrows and Nether and Poison Attack. Those cost mana too, but it's more like spells that have down at all. And oh, right there's a DC while bot lane. It's happening in the bot lane. That Talented does have Ravage up, but this right then the Talented DC. Unfortunate timing here.
yeah, he has 2 stacks of Nejgu and 2 stacks of Quill Spray up on him. He has 4 Magic Sticks charges. And we'll see if he's gonna survive, maybe with an Anchor Smash. And when he can purge off the Quill Sprays and the slow from him, then I think he will be fine.
You never know what happens. I mean, Bristleback is currently hitting at 150. He does have 4 stacks of Warpath here. There's no way for Talented to slow. I think that the only way for Talented to live is to call that Ravage. Talented has reconnected.
Okay, so the Bristleback, it seems like, is not going to kill the Tidehunter. It's gonna let him live. Yeah. I think the Tidehunter got initiated because he was lagging out. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're going in on the top lane. Windrunner gets Shackle Shot, missed on the Undying. But the 0.75 stun duration is just enough to get this kill. And yeah, this top lane is getting worse and worse for the Radiant. It's not at all what they wanted.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
Undying
fares better.
The Undying just reached level 3,
but
and the Wyvern is still level 2 at 8 minutes into the game. Dire securing the top rune for the left rack, and
Dire's middle tower
not
is
that
under attack.
not that great of a feeling for the Wyvern when you just can't do anything in the game.
Even though the Leshrac was winning the mid lane, the Silencer has a lower net worth Shrek. Thing is wrong here. The Leshrac 2 must have been getting a lot of last hits. Let's compare last hits. Shrek is leading on last hits due to that lightning storm.
Yeah, it's an easy
Forced
farming
out.
mechanic.
He's taking.
And once he got the lightning storm leveled up, the early phase was much more easier for the Silencer. But now that the Leshrac has leveled, it's hard for him to stay in lane. So they switch around the lanes. Silencer maybe going back to mid, we will see. But for now it's just the Undying Legion XP and grabbing a few last hits for his own.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is
he
under
needs them.
attack.
He gets level 4 out of the mid lane. And it seems that Silencer is going back to mid.
Yeah, and I'm taking a look at Viper right now. I don't think he's actually going back. I mean, if you're losing quite a bit, in my opinion, you shouldn't upgrade the boots. And while we say this, apparently something's happening at bot. Undying just TP'd in, while Silencer took back his lane at mid. Still back is the one in steer the lane. Dazzle. Oh, and there was the global silence. Something happened in the mid.
Yeah, he was harassing him
engaged
with
on by-
Curse of the Silent and Last Word, and he tried to use his global to prevent Leshrac from casting a spell, so he takes more damage from Curse of the Silent, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
And Undying has grabbed himself a haste rune. He's going on the Bristleback, but the Bristleback just turns on him, and Undying runs away in fear. He lost half of his HP from getting off a decay stack and then running away.
Yeah. So
They're going on the Witch Doctor. The Tombstone gets dropped. The slow coming out from the Winter Raven, and even the Ravage gets used. The Dazzle manages to get the Grave off before, and there's still zombies chasing, and Witch Doctor dies to the Anchor Smash right click from the Tidehunter. Meanwhile, Bristleback is chasing the supports of the Radiant. He's getting himself a double kill, and now he's continuing on the Tidehunter. I think he wants to tower dive, with Dazzle backing him up. Dazzle has no grave because it's on cooldown, but there comes the TP from the Viper, and even the Silencer coming in. They get the Dazzle, and maybe they even get the Bristleback. Bristleback has still a salve, and he's fine. Can run out,
the Witch
not enough
Doctor
slow.
came in and
Yeah, and meanwhile, Windrunner
the Witch
takes the top
Doctor
down.
came in and yeah, Witch Doctor came in and forced the Radiant team to back off. But yeah, that was actually pretty good until the Dazzle died. It would have been a 2-for-1 plus Ravage committed. But
They're going in
Takes the
again
Bristleback.
for the Witch Doctor. 2 slows coming out, and the last word. And the Grave attempt to kill him, to prevent him from dying. And the Grave coming out,
yeah,
so
very,
no
very
damage
nice
over time.
Shadow Grave.
Can kill the Witch Doctor right now. Invis room bottom,
And now the Bristleback
interesting.
is going in straight in. Last word out on the Bristleback. He's silenced now, so I didn't really want to commit it. I didn't really want it.
Bristleback has his
Yeah,
mech finished. Big thing to notice.
Very nice. And
They can
Undying
just,
is out of
Tombstone
position.
gets
See,
dropped
yes,
from the
drops
Undying.
The Tombstone down. Global silence is here. The Tombstone is gonna go down in one more hit. The Bristleback is almost dead. Uses his mech, but it's not gonna save him. Not enough. Almost enough. Is the grave up? No, grave up in 2 seconds. So he falls flat. And now the Witch Doctor's next. Nice heal, nice magic stick keeps the Witch Doctor just alive.
Radiant's middle tower
So a bit
has
of
fallen.
mistiming there. If the Dazzle had the Shallow Grave, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was just 2 seconds on cooldown, I believe. So
Yeah.
either a bit of luck for the
if the
Radiant
Bristol
side
Back
or
was
they
still
calculated it. And at the same time, again,
Yeah,
Windrunner taking a tower. This time on the mid. And Lashrak is farming up.
Yeah.
He's getting close
Looks
to
like
his Bloodstone
the
if he
Wind
wants
Ranger
it.
is going for Axe. Yeah, looks like the Wind Ranger is going for Axe. There's another smoke up on the Undying. Hopefully we can see some big plays. Viper has just finished the Phase Boots. No mech in sight for him, but TIta has completed the Blink Dagger. Big
Oh, this
item
is a big
right
pickup.
there.
I mean, even though he got killed on the lane, he has a big amount of CS, rounding up to 50 now. It's not as much as the Bristleback, but still a very good lane for a solo Tidehunter.
Yeah, but even though the Dire lost quite a bit, they are still leading on the net worth, with Wind Ranger being the first. And it looks like they want to siege down the bot lane with the three of them, the Bristol
Yeah, but they don't.
Dazzle,
They
and
don't
Witch
know that the Tide blink is up. Tide is running in. He was checking for the rune, and Tombstone gets dropped. Bristleback tries to focus the Tombstone, gets it down, but there's the Tidehunter coming in. Still has his Ravage and he uses this. It does not catch the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor has his ultimate up. And maybe he's trying it. Nope. They just heal the Bristleback back up. With the Grave, it was not even used. And didn't see how the Viper died. I believe it was the Bristleback running in and getting stacks up.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So they used the Ravage,
No,
showing off the blink and not even getting a kill. And losing a hero for it.
yeah. The Witch Doctor's cast got the last hit of the fight.
Ah, okay. Okay. At the same time, again,
Radiant's top
2
tower
towers
is
being
under
pressured.
attack.
The mid tower has
Radiant's
already lost
structures are fortified.
half of its HP, and the top tower a third.
Radiant's
And now
bottom
they
tower
get
has fallen.
the bot tower destroyed.
And the Wind Ranger now has an Aghanim Scepter. It's also a really nice pickup. And the Shrine gets its use at the same time, so that's the one guaranteed stun from Dead Earth. See, what is this courier bringing? Yeah, Bristleback does have an Ogre Club. I believe this will either go in BKB or if he's cocky, SNY. Heavens Albert. All of those items work. And Undying is in a really precarious position if he walks in. No, they did actually walk in. Bot does give them enough vision.
Yeah. What Metal Gear mentioned is that the Radiant just has no burst damage, and the Dire with all the heal coming out, and the mech from the Bristleback, they can just 3v5, and meanwhile Lashrak and Windrunner can just farm up the items and push down towers. Yeah, he's right. I mean, we saw the last fights, there were always just 3 heroes. The Witch Doctor, Dazzle, and the Bristleback fighting against the whole team of the Radiant. And they,
Yeah, but
the
Viper
Radiant still
misses
lost
out-
every fight.
Viper misses out on the Lord.
Bristleback tries to get a stack on Tidehunter, but Tide things out. And now they're going in for the top tier 2 tower. Glyph gets used by the Radiant, and it seems like Dire are backing off.
Yeah, as I was saying, Viper is actually missing out.
Look
on
at the mid lane.
Oh, and there's
The left track
Legion
is
of
going in
Mid
for the
Lane.
Viper.
Left
There goes the
used
shackle.
into stun,
And
they're just gonna let the Viper live.
yeah, with the reinitiate, with the backup from the Silencer and the Viper, it's just they don't want to risk anything. But still, it was rotation. And now the Blink Ravage coming out from TIta catches free. Witch Doctor drops his cask and his ultimate. He's doing a lot of damage, killing off the Undying, and the Viper is gonna fall to the Bristleback. Bristleback is chasing the supports and the tower, but the Winter's Curse gets dropped by the Winter Wyvern. But I still think they're gonna die. Silencer attempts ETP out, and Bristleback even gets caught by the creeps here, but kills them off quickly. And on the backside, the TIta got killed by the Dazzle. And now Dire are even going high ground 18 minutes in. And they get the Undying with the Yules.
Radiant's top barracks are under
And
attack.
Bristleback does not have mana for his mag and still off cooldown. They're getting a bit of low from the Raz. And the Great Shackle coming out onto the Viper, but the Cold Embrace saves him. Maybe with enough magical damage. Yeah, Lashrak provides it.
Dire's bottom
They're getting the
tower
kill.
is under attack.
It looks like a very fast game. Maybe the Radiant can manage to hold it. And Winter already tipping. Lashrak was teaming out.
Radiant's top barracks
Bristleback
are
tries to run away. He has his BKB brought to him after the last fight. Uses his mech. And now the Great Cast coming out for the Witch Doctor's ult is back up again. But the Cold Embrace saves the Silencer from the Witch Doctor ult, and he will die eventually from the Bristleback. One more Quill Spray. Yeah. This is 5 men going down. The Death Ward killing 3 heroes and 1 not, but he gets finished off after the Cold Embrace.
Yeah, the
And
Radiant.
4 5-man wave.
Yeah, the Radiant shouldn't engage without Ravage. But even so, I mean, Bristleback did have his BKB, but he didn't even have to pop it. And I'm pretty sure the Shallow Grave wasn't used either. The really nice co-embrace by the Winter Wyvern to keep the Silencer alive, and he was the one that tanked the rest of the Death Ward while the rest of the Radiant team backed off. But, so, I mean, we've come late enough into the game. 20 minutes, but the charts are all over for the Dire team. And whilst this happens, there's an engage down on the bot lane. And the Wind Ranger just turns around. Ravage and Viper Strike are committed, and she just TVs. Is she actually going to get away? No, Winter's Curse saves the day. And there's the dominating streak to the Viper. 1,000 goes straight into him. He's almost at the mech.
2k gold
lost
swing
a Rex already. Yeah.
with just 1 kill.
Yeah.
But if we look at the
comeback mechanic happening.
look at the network charts, as the Lashrak is going in for the TIta, he gets the Yule Scepter off, but his stun is still on cooldown with his slow and the damage out from his ultimate. He kills the TIta, and there goes a lot of slow coming out from the to the Lashrak, and he dies, loses his Bloodstone charges. He's now down to 6 and commits suicide. Meanwhile, while they're all drawing attention to the top lane, the rest of the Dire team are doing Roche. Witch Doctor has a Medallion of Courage, and with the Weave getting all the people great armor up, this will be an easy Roche for them.
Absolutely. Rashkani's gonna die right now. Mr. Bat's gonna take it. His BKB is still on a 10-second duration, so he's one of the biggest threats to the Radiant team, who I don't actually think can fight him right now unless they manage to lock down the rest of his supports along with him. They do have the Ravage, they do have Global Silence and Winter's Curse. I do appreciate that, but Bristleback is too big of a monster right now, and we haven't even talked about the Wind Ranger, who does have a Blink Dagger, and that Aghanim Scepter really is going to come into play. The tier 2 bottom tower is going to go down eventually. Silencer's here, actually is out of position. He's going to get stunned by Lashrak. Yes, he is, and here's the engage. Bristleback goes in, a lot of damage. Winter's Curse out on the Lashrak, so nice delays there. Ravage is not out yet, and Bristleback just pops that BKB. His Tombstone is popped down, but no problem. They just want to focus the Tombstone, and Viper gets hit by Lightning Storm, gets slowed. The Shrek does get the last hit. Wind Ranger is into the fray too. Kills off the Silencer with her ulti and a Shackle Shot. The Shrek kills off the Winter Wyvern again with that Pulse Nova. Stun down the Undying, and he explodes straight away due to that Lightning Storm once more.
Yeah, triple
And
kill
then
for
the
the
Blink
left
Dagger
leg.
pick up. But I'm pretty pretty sure this is just about over. And Windrunner blinks in, Shackle Shot on nothing, and just ulties the Silencer. But that's definitely not gonna get a kill. She doesn't have that attack damage yet, but the ulti does do a lot to the squishies like Silencer.
Radiant's bottom
Or,
barracks has fallen.
and looks like Windrunner is being a bit cocky. He went in to take out a Maelstrom and could die. No, Ravage is committed and catches 3 of them, but no problem. Shackle Shot doesn't hit, and the Shrek is here. TIta does 4, stun on 2. Nice to see. Look at the Shrek, the tank, just the walking horseman doing all the damage in the world. Tombstone is dropped, but there is going to be no escape for the Radiant team.
Radiant's
Dazzle
middle
gets
tower
blocked
is
in
under
and the Fountain
attack.
does kill him. But in the end, this is
GG.
just GG. And GG is called right there, just as the Witch Doctor picks up his Aghanim Scepter. The Windrunner jumps into the fountain, wants to kill the Undying, doesn't get him in time as the Ancient falls due to the GG. It's a really fast game, 25 minutes if I am not wrong about this. And Verdi does get the victory.
Yeah.
Easy Bucattis here.
And yeah, so the battling stage coming in for 20% with the horrible offlane they had, giving up so many kills,
Yeah.
and then the fast mech coming out from the Bristleback, and they did just 3 versus 5 for the next 10 minutes, and while Lashrak and Windrunner were farming up and taking the towers. And there was just nothing
exactly.
the Radiant side could do against it. They could just try to
Yeah.
hold, but they did not seem to get anyone.
Yeah, and
They
I always thought
if
that
they
the Radiant team composition, I thought would be a lot stronger due to having Undying, Viper, Silencer. You can't really do much against these heroes in the really early game because you won't have enough mana to spam spells off for Silencer, and you can't actually kill off Undying that early. But looks like it all came back on its head with the tri-lane failing really badly. Too much
Exactly, giving up
overcommitment by the Radiant team.
Giving up the early kills on the Undying because he just had his Tombstone skilled up level 1, and no decay, no soul rip, and they still went in and gave away
Yeah.
4 kills in total because before they had some
anyway-
levels up.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the next game for our people watching on Dota TV and the stream will be up in CST 2030, 10:30 PM Europe. With Tom here, which is who is my main caster by the way, since streamer. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, from me too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next game.